Okay, Streamlabs is rebooted, and let's try this again. Um, Laptop back. It's been gone since mid-October. Received it back, and I've been working on getting it set back up here in January, and going to try the whole streaming bit again. Let's see how it goes. Today we're just going to play some Slay the Spire, be some chill, and probably not a very long stream. Just getting back into the thing. Okay, so let's just swap over to game capture. See if that works. There we go. All right. The Ironclad. So I've played this game extensively on my Switch and a little bit on my PC. I have beat the main boss, but there's a secret boss after that. I'm focusing on trying to beat it with the Ironclad because it's the first character. Yeah, so you will see me play this over and over and over again, and hopefully I will beat the boss. If you haven't seen this and don't want spoilers, you may want to watch something else after. Anyway, so let's talk to this guy. He gives us something. Chain a random relic, and this one gives us an extra energy every 3 turns. So that's energy is very important in this game. It dictates how many cards you can play. So each of these cards is 1 energy. So as you see, 3 doesn't go very far. And this one other relic I have up here is Burning Blood. So at the end of the combat, I heal 6. So it's not a big deal if I just take a little bit of damage. And he's dead. Golden Idol, enemies drop 25% more gold. I like that, but there's always something that comes with it. So we'll just take 20 damage because I'm pretty sure I can heal from that. Don't need to remove a card from our deck. These guys can be a little annoying. This status effect usually means that they're gonna throw some stupid cards in my deck that I really don't want to deal with. But there's not much you can do, but you can kill them. The faster you kill them, the easier it is on you. Let's see. See, he gives me one of these stupid cards. And it costs me an energy to get it out of my hand. If you take too long to kill these guys, you wind up with your whole hand being those, and you can't play anything. So here's my 3 turns. I now have an extra energy. But he's dead anyway, so it wasn't necessary. It's more important further up we go. So we took some damage getting this relic. Prevent the first time you lose hit points in each combat. So that's not too shabby. We just didn't know what it was before we started taking the call on it. And I hate these guys. So this means that they're going to heal 3 hit points every turn. So you really want to try and take them down fast. And if you don't have a bunch of crowd control cards, you're going to want to just hit one of them as hard as possible and get him out of there first. And these guys also give you cards, but you can't get them out of your deck by playing them. These just exhaust at the end of your turn, but so this turn I'm going to get 4 of them in my deck just from these 2 guys. And the more you have again, the harder it is to play because you can't get at your good cards. Or any of your cards to play. Feeling I'm going to regret taking that 20 damage earlier. In order to get the 1 relic we got. And this card will apply vulnerable, and vulnerable enemies take more damage, except for the fact that these guys have a status effect that'll allow them not to take any damage. Sorry, not take any of these negative attributes. So he's just going to eat it, and it's not going to help me much. But they are both attack anyway. So it's a trade-off between trying to play defensively and just kill them all. Okay, so one's down. So I think we'll beat this without dying. It's always embarrassing to die on the first floor. But sometimes can't be helped. So he's going to heal 3, so he's 7 hit points left. And we can kill him with that. Healed our 6. So Bottle of Flame lets us pick an attack card that will always be in our first draw. And I took the crowd control just to be on the safe side. Hi, is it Kwashi Kwashi? Hello! The laptop had a battery drain when it was turned off. Kushi Kushi, got it. And I returned it to Razer. They replaced the battery, but it didn't fix the problem. And then it was 2.5 months of fighting with them for the replacement. They said, oh, you're approved for replacement. Send it in. And it came back mid-January, only after we sent a very legal-sounding demand letter. It was really unfortunate, but I guess that's what happens when you love their laptops. I know. It was not ideal. I just started streaming and was trying to figure it all out, and now I have to do it all over again. Oh, never Dell again for you? I've had a couple Dells. They weren't bad. One was horrific, though. I think it just goes with what you get and who you talk to. I don't know if you watch Linus Tech Tips, they did this thing where they had somebody in their office order a bunch of computers. And I think it was Dell. And Dell, she kept turning down the warranty, and they ended up selling her the warranty and didn't tell her. It was terrible. Oh, thermal fluttering. Yeah, I've heard about that on some of their computers. Was it a laptop or a desktop? Yeah, I've heard about that on their laptops, definitely. Our space isn't really big enough to have desktops, so we both got fancy Razer laptops, so we were hoping that would save us some space. Well, no, you shouldn't necessarily be grateful. It's a matter of you paid good money for it. Like, you should get what you paid for, and it shouldn't be difficult. My partner also loves Linux, but I couldn't use some of the workarounds, so he's opted for poor Windows with me. I'm just not quite techie enough. He does have good taste. He liked the security. He liked the fact that it didn't have a ton of garbage built into the system. Distro? Well, I grew up with just using Windows, and I had actually tried to. What version? I'm not sure what version it was. I grew up with Windows, and I had moved to the Mac for some things, as I was gifted a MacBook Air, and trying to learn yet another system was a little awkward. I am loving Windows 10 though. Windows 10 is pretty intuitive. But mostly all I do is just play games, word processing, and use it for work. Yes, many of my friends who are actually good at computers, they love Linux. They're totally with you there for the gaming. I guess it has less hang-ups and is easier to configure. I did like Macs. They were pretty easy. My biggest problem was that the phones and the tablets would like age out and then you couldn't get support on them anymore. And they're pretty expensive to having to be replaced every couple of years. And then not having everything on the same on Mac made interfacing between the two horrific. It is a scam. I'm pretty with you there. But what can you do? I do try to stay out of a lot of the political arguments about Apple. But yes, the OS is pretty good. My parents picked it up really easily, and it's really good for them not to have to faff about. Just not going to take any of those cards. There we go. So what games do you play? What games am I playing in general? I'm gonna try to get back into League of Legends a little bit. It's been a while, so it's gonna take some practice to get back in there. I've been playing some Don't Starve, trying to get a hand on it so I can maybe beat the heck out of some of my friends on Don't Starve together. Just started playing Minecraft on the weekend. It's a bit of a learning curve. Apparently I'm late to the party on Minecraft. I was never... I loved Mario games. Like, so much love for Mario games. So I had a few gaming systems, but I never really played anything other than the Mario games. And then when I met Phantom Photon, my current partner, he had me try some video games, and I'm like, okay, these aren't so bad. He had me play a few Shadowrun, and then I just expanded from there. A friend of ours has a LAN party every year. So I tried some of those games and really enjoyed them. Oh, for Nintendo, dear, I have a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, a Nintendo 64, and now we each have a Nintendo Switch because wasn't sharing. It's easy. You just sit on the couch and you play games. Yeah, no, I love Nintendo, but some of the stuff they do is the same with Apple and stuff. There's always some sketchy stuff going on, and you're like, really? Why are you doing this? But no, it's lots of fun. But not all the games I play are like big name games. I was playing Cat Quest for a while. Yeah, ethical matters is huge. There is a difference between ethics and it's not even necessarily sketchy business practices, but you have to draw your line somewhere. Oh, Google, that's another one I'm not even really going to talk about. They're in everything, and it's a very difficult system to get out of. Why? Because other people need to step up your game before it's possible to really move out of it. Eh, there. I've had Gmail since the day they launched it for that you could sign up for it for referrals. So I have very little desire to change off of it because it's the email I have for absolutely everything. The same email address for the last forever. I have Google Drive. I just recently bought the Microsoft 365, which has some storage on there as well. So using Google Drive a little less. The next most affordable thing for a bunch of the same stuff Google does for photo backups and stuff is Amazon. And I'm not sure which is less evil, Amazon or Google. So we are looking into some additional options, but still, none of these are good choices. I think the regulators need to rein them in a little bit and be less oligopoly, and then things will get easier. But in the meantime, we just do what we can and make the best choices we can for ourselves. Protonmail. I've never heard of Protonmail. Interesting. Secure, open source. Oh, I might take a look at it. It's never a bad idea not to be 100% on one system. I was less concerned about it when I also used the Apple Mail and such, but I haven't used that account in forever. Should probably check and see if there's any emails in there. Huh. I do like the ideas of open source, but I'm not quite sure how it fits with security. I usually look up reviews and stuff and go with there. So no, but if it's good, it'll be good. Yeah, not much luck in that game. Well, and security is not only on the email providers end, it's also on the components in your computer, and so everything has to be compatible and hopefully not got any bugs baked into anything. Haven't used anything security related in 2.5 years that you've been on Linux. Well, it's on platforms where there's not the vast majority of people, the hackers are less into hacking those. They don't get as much out of it as far as I can tell. Which is partly why I think Apple wasn't too hard hit by some of the stuff, because there wasn't enough people on Apple. But now there's tons of people on Apple, and they're having to seriously ramp up their security because there's always somebody trying to hack in now. I don't think anything's going to be 100% secure. I think just need to trust the companies to keep doing their best. And if they do their best, then hopefully we're all better for it. But trusting companies is a hard pill to swallow sometimes. Mainly install things from the repositories on Linux. Oh, okay, so they're pretty much vetted items anyway. Danger of getting a virus is minimal. Yeah, that's what a bunch of my friends say as well. So that definitely helps. I haven't often been hit by viruses, but that could just be that I don't use my computers for doing too much outside of the word processing in a few games. But given that I have been the last couple of years, it's definitely becoming a real risk. All right, what do I want here? A little extra damage. Let's do some strength up. And we're out of money. That didn't take long. I need to heal first. There we go. I doubt you're going to have anything I can afford with my whole 36. No. Yeah. So today, just playing probably one round here of Slay the Spire just to check the stream, make sure everything's set up and going well, and then I'll rewatch the video and make sure nothing needs to be tweaked, and maybe do a little bit more here in the next couple of days. It's got everything up and running as I would like to, then probably a couple streams a week. Excellent, thank you. It's just trying to keep things low-key just in case I had to bail out and completely reboot the system. I already had to do that once. When I imported all my settings, the camera didn't work and I couldn't get the game sound on. Never rains, it just pours, right? Well, the new computer has different specs than the previous one did, and I changed the specs a bit trying to get it to work on I have a little fast and light that I use for school, but it had problems even using, I have a capture card from, I think it's I have an Elgato capture card that I was trying to use with my Switch through my fast and light. It was a little tight. The computer just couldn't really run it. It was never purchased for that reason. But there'll be some Switch games on here too. Today was just a quick and easy in, check it out, not play anything that needs too much attention. Yes, that's my, I also have an Asus laptop. I have the ZenBook. The screen on it is 4K, which is way overkill for the 13-inch screen. But it was an amazing deal when I picked it up. You have the Asus Tough Gaming A15. I think that's the same one of my friends picked up. He's pretty happy with it. And it's never really predictable when these deals are going on. Like, you get your usual, the Black Friday and the Christmas deals. But sometimes they just put them on, and because they're just clearing out some stock because they got new stuff in, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Best deal you ever made was an HP laptop that practically made to run in Linux. And it's so nice when you get something that works so well with what you want it to work with already. Getting the Razer laptop set up initially to stream was seamless. It was easy. I think my problem came in when I was trying to import settings. AMD CPU, GPU, 4 gigs of RAM. You know, at the SSD, I was like, what's the big deal with an SSD? And you know what, it's the way it just boots up like instantly. No glitching, no hang-ups. I was completely shocked. This is what happens when you don't know much about computers to begin with. It seems like magic. run like your 2.5K Dell on Windows. No, I can't. The whole SSD thing was amazing. Getting more RAM also was amazing. I'm like, what's the big deal? And then I got some more RAM in my computer at work even, and I was like, oh, hey look, things work. And then now I look for more and more RAM, and sometimes it's a little excessive, but I don't think anybody should be making a computer with less than 4. Well, and it's not just Windows that eats the RAM. Anybody who uses Google Chrome, for example, it just eats your RAM like insane. When I have a hang up, it's almost always from bloody Chrome. But Chrome is way better than this Microsoft Edge thing that they keep trying to force me to use. Bing as a search engine is not my friend. Oh no, Google wouldn't work in your browser. Yeah, that's a pretty good reason to move. What am I doing here? Getting close to not dying. Brave is an excellent one and Google works on it. I use Falcon personally. I haven't heard of any of these. I used to use Firefox, but then lots of things didn't work on it. So that was a little bit annoying. Oh, Falcon is a Linux browser. Okay, that makes sense. Brave is open source. Might check it because that might work better on computers that don't have a ton of RAM. Okay, I'm a little old, so Firefox was the next new big thing. Back when I was in computers and you didn't want to use, it wasn't called Edge then, Internet Explorer. So Firefox was the next thing and lots of things worked better on it. Well, it's not too hard to Google Brave and take a peek at it. It's always nice to have a few other options. Yeah, it used to be really good. Now I don't use it on anything. It's the only thing we can use for some stuff on our work computers to interface with, but, and even then, work has a bunch of different systems, and some programs only work on Explorer, some only work on Firefox, some only work on Chrome. Yeah, the choices the company makes are just plain weird. Sometimes I completely agree. But thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna sign off now that I've tested everything. Go back and rewatch it. I got half an hour video to look through. I'll make sure everything worked well, but hopefully we'll chat with you again soon. Have a good day. Take care. You as well.